Devin Haney has no mercy for Ryan Garcia's rehydration clause argument with Gervonta Davis. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, the big homie, Devin Haney, had a lot to say about the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight and the argument that's been going on between Tank and Ryan basically since the contract got signed. And it's funny that some of the language and some of the things that Devin Haney had to say about Ryan Garcia, and the fact that he only started complaining after the contract was signed. And that I found that to be extremely comical, man. I just want to give my 2 cents on what's going on, what I think. And is Devin Haney right? So, basically, to start out with, Devin Haney said that he feels like there should be no argument coming from Ryan Garcia when it comes to the rehydration clause. And he said basically that if you look at it from my standpoint and what I had to go through to get the George Kambosos fight, you going through a rehydration clause is absolutely nothing compared to him having to go all the way to Australia, to fight George Kambosos to get all those titles. Not only did he have to go all the way to Australia, shout out to the Australian people if anybody's watching from Australia, salute, mate. But he had to go all the way to Australia. He couldn't get his father into the country, to do his part with the fight. And I think that is enough for a guy to lose a fight, for him to lose focus, and maybe that was Kambosos' team's plan. Like if we can get him to come over here, we got a better shot of winning. And that's not a bad game plan. That's just good game planning. But it didn't work on their behalf because Devin Haney's built different. You know what I'm saying? He's extremely focused. He's extremely talented. He went in there and he handled business, man. You have to commend him for that, man. You cannot have anything bad to say about Devin Haney as a champion. Now, I might feel that other fighters might be able to beat Devin Haney based off what I saw in the Kambosos fight, but you got to double salute Devin Haney for not only going all the way to Australia, getting all those belts and doing it without his dad, his right-hand man, but doing it twice. He did it twice. He beat George Kambosos twice. And he dominated George Kambosos twice. So, that's what you're supposed to do as a fighter. I've said that these two guys could set a new precedent for the sport of boxing. Perhaps I should have said that they should be trying to be like Devin Haney, who's already set an excellent precedent for the sport of boxing. Now, the Kambosos-Haney fight, it didn't do well as far as the American market, but these people put 40,000 butts in seats over there in Australia. So, that's big. That is humongous. That's rock star level. And if those two guys, Gervonta and Ryan, can pull off anything close to that out there in the T-Mobile Arena, then, it's going to be impressive. But Ryan shouldn't be complaining about anything at this point. Now, Devin Haney made some other good points about Ryan Garcia, that Ryan Garcia not only signed the contract, but signed that contract after he said he would never fight at 130 ever again because he felt like he can't make the weight comfortably. So he a few years ago or a few months back, he said that I'll never make 135 again. So you went against your own word to make a fight. And then after you signed the fight, I guess you thought he wasn't going to sign a contract or something. After you signed the fight, now you're complaining about something you said you would never agree to, but you agreed to it. But now you're complaining like somebody tricked you into it. Like, that part makes no sense. And you got to salute Devin Haney once again for pointing that factor out. Now, That wasn't the only thing that Devin Haney had to point out in this interview. He also said that Ryan Garcia, basically, he shouldn't be complaining because if you win, then all the chips will be in your basket. All the cookies will be on, you'll have everything on your side if you win. And you're probably going to have some outrageous demands of your own when it comes to the rematch. So what are you complaining about? If your skill sets are that good, you shouldn't have anything to complain about, number one. And number two, you signed off on this already. Number three, you're going to be able to rehydrate up to 146, almost welterweight. So, what's the real problem? And I agree with Devin Haney, like, going overseas, going through the motion sickness and the sickness of being on the airplane and not having your family there with you to support you, that's way more of a drain on you physically and emotionally than missing 4 pounds. I'm about to pull an Allen Iverson. We talking about 5 pounds, man. We talking about 5 pounds, man. 5 pounds, man. We talking about 5 pounds, man. 5 pounds. We talking about 5 pounds, man. This fool is complaining over 5 pounds. It's not like he wants you to come to a completely different weight class where you've never been before. I mean, you've been fighting at 140. We talking about 5 pounds. Now, at 140, of course, you could rehydrate up to 153 or 154, depending on whatever your opponent wants to put it at, where they feel like they can make comfortably. So, I mean, what's the big deal about these 5 pounds? You know what I'm saying? And he's about to make stupid amounts of money for this fight. And if he was really as great as he says he is, and he's really trying to achieve greatness, Devin Haney had no excuses, man. He wanted those belts. He got the fight he wanted. He went and did what he had to do. He handled business like a businessman. He didn't complain. He came back as the victor, and he got to level all the demands. And I'm going to end it like this, bro. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford are going through the same thing, basically. And Errol Spence to a lesser extent, but there are things Errol could have done to make the fight happen, just to appease the crybaby Crawford. But I understand why he didn't want to just fold to the crybaby, But if Terrence Crawford, because he was kind of in the same situation as Ryan Garcia, if Terrence Crawford would have just did the Devin Haney thing and said, you know what, I'm better off just beating this guy and getting him out of my way, because I'm going to have such ridiculous demands once I beat him anyway, and I know I can beat him, that I just need to get this first one out of the way. Focus, get the first one out of the way, and then it's all uphill from there. I don't understand why fighters don't get this. Everybody gets their little bit of fame, and they really haven't done a lot in the ring, but especially, this is why I brought up the whole Instagram thing. Instagram fame is like a shot of dopamine, It can mess with your brain because it can make you think you've actually accomplished something. You might not have no real talent. People might just think you cute and you got 100,000, 200,000, 1 million followers on Instagram. But people meet you and you have no real talent. So, I kind of look at, a lot of these fighters, and I'm not just pointing out Ryan Garcia, but a lot of these fighters like that. They became famous before they became great fighters. And they're letting their fame tell the story that their boxing ability should be telling. And I think I'm going to end it there. Hit that like button for me. Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. More than likely to get a response on the tube. So holler at me over there. Let me know down in the comment section what y'all think. If you want to collabo, hit my Gmail, flockofcards@gmail.com. We are I'ma keep it funky with these niggas. I don't give a fuck about your mixtape. I'ma keep it funky with these bitches.
I don't give a fuck if your kids ate. I'ma keep it funky with these niggas. I don't give a fuck if you got a plan. I'ma keep it funky with these bitches. I don't give a fuck if you got a man. I'ma keep it funky with these niggas. I don't give a fuck if you getting money. I'ma keep it funky with these bitches. I don't give a fuck if it was your cousin. I'm still fucking. Keeping it funky. I'ma keep it funky with these niggas. I'ma keep it funky with these niggas. I'ma keep it funky with these niggas. I'ma keep it funky with these bitches. I'ma keep it funky with these bitches. I'ma keep it funky with these niggas. You don't need to know if you gotta ask. I'ma keep it funky with these bitches. If I'm fucking with you, then you gotta ask. I'ma keep it funky with these niggas. Don't come to the hood, you don't have a pass. I'ma keep it funky with these bitches. Be careful, don't get robbed for that Prada bag.